Friday Night Smackdown. This week's episode of Friday Night Smackdown did not deliver. The only thing that delivered on this show was Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, the head of the table. As always. Now, we got Cesaro earning his WrestleMania Backlash Universal Championship match. We got the SmackDown Tag Team title match being booked for WrestleMania Backlash, as well as the WWE Women's Tag Team title match being booked for WrestleMania Backlash. We got the feud of Bayley and Bianca Belair continuing, as well as the Intercontinental Championship feud. And I got your news. I got your SmackDown news on Seth Rollins, Sonya Deville, and Paul Heyman. And I also got your news on WWE's current plan for the returning WWE tour. I got that and plus much more, folks. We're going to talk about it. We're going to go over everything that went down on SmackDown last night. We're going to go over the news. We're going to go over everything that went down on SmackDown right here on my IWN Wrestling News and Gaming YouTube channel. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the IWN Wrestling News and Gaming YouTube channel. I'm your host, your narrator, IWN's very own Brennan, and we are live with the May the 7th, 2020 Smackdown review. Now, before we get started, man, if you all are new to the channel, man, I am very serious about this. If you are new to the channel, man, hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell for all notifications to never miss all of my games that I stream on live on YouTube each and every single week on the channel. So you won't also miss my Raw, Smackdown, NXT UK, and AEW Dynamite reviews that go live each and every week on my YouTube channel. Also, follow me on Twitter at Ingham Wrestling for the latest WWE and AEW news. And you can also follow me on Twitch at Ingham Wrestling News. That's where not only my Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War and Xenoverse 2 content is going to be, but that's now that I'm happy to announce. I'm happy to announce that's where my Jump Force and Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 content will be. They will be on both YouTube and Twitch. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me here. I hope you all are having a very, very good afternoon. It's sunny. It's currently sunny outside. I see blue clouds, but I don't see it raining or storming out here. Now, as soon as I get done uploading the thumbnail here, folks, we're gonna go ahead and get started with the review. So, give me 5 minutes here, man. Oh, and by the way, we are going to go over the news, the SmackDown news on Sonya Deville, Seth Rollins, and Paul Heyman right at the end of the review. So be sure you join the chat for that, because that's very important. Half of the news is very important, man. Especially the ones on Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins. Especially the one on the WWE's current plan for returning touring and stuff. Let me tell you, if you're planning on returning to touring, you need to wear a mask if you're planning on going to these WWE tours. Because if you don't wear a mask, you're going to get the virus. Plain and simple. You're going to get the virus if you don't wear the mask. It's that simple. So make sure you wear a mask to protect you and others. Protect your family and your friends. If you are planning on getting vaccinated, you need to do it and trust them. So I'm not even going to worry about it. As long as I'm wearing my mask, I will be fine. I won't even be sick. Anyhow, we're going to go ahead and get this review started, man. And I do have some announcements to make right after the news, right after I deliver the news, the SmackDown news at the end of the review. Just thought I'd throw that out there too. Alright. So, SmackDown starts right away with a throwback of some sort. With a throwback graphic from the Golden Era. WWF logo with a video package showing the classic footage live in the Thunderdome. The Attitude Era SmackDown logo is displayed with the Golden Age WWF logo. The iconic SmackDown fist from the Ruthless Aggression era is projected live in the Thunderdome. Michael Cole introduced a video package of the very first SmackDown main event between Triple H and The Rock. So we got the Universal Champion, Roman Reigns, making his way out to the ring, accompanied by Paul Heyman and Jey Uso. So a video package airs recapping last week's main event for the Universal Championship match between Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan that saw Reigns retain and Cesaro running out and eventually being forced to witness Reigns' brutal post-match chair attack on Bryan. And we got Paul Heyman grabbing the mic and the instruction of Reigns. Heyman announces the 10-bell salute to utilize Daniel Bryan's career, and Heyman proceeds to say ding 10 times over the mic to a choir of boos. Reigns grabs the microphone. Reigns says he is a man of his word and did what he said he would do, and that everyone should acknowledge and thank Reigns. I think it should be Belair because Carmella and Bayley are both heels, so I think it makes sense for it to be Belair. It makes sense for Carmella and Belair to be booked for Backlash. Now, Reigns grabs the mic. Reigns says he is a man of his word and did what he said he would do, and everyone should acknowledge and thank Reigns. Reigns says with Bryan's absence, they have replaced him with someone who will acknowledge him, and out comes a returning Jey Uso. As the Usos embrace each other, Cesaro makes his way out with a mic in hand. Cesaro talks. He says that they could never replace Daniel Bryan. As Cesaro talks about his match tonight, or should I say it was last night because Smackdown came on last night, Seth Rollins attacks Cesaro from behind, and the two get into a brawl when out comes former Smackdown General Manager Teddy Long, who says that if Cesaro beats Rollins, Cesaro will challenge Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania Backlash. Spoiler alert, he did beat Rollins. We are going to go over that match. That's coming up right here on the channel. Now, as Long leaves, Rollins attacks Cesaro from behind, and Rollins begins to assault Cesaro. So we got Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. Now the match begins with an onslaught from Rollins with Cesaro in the corner. Rollins hits a sling blade and covers for a 2 count. Rollins throws Cesaro back to the ring to cover for a 2 count, and then Cesaro counters for an uppercut, and Rollins avoids a body slam and covers Cesaro for a 2 count. Cesaro hits a delayed vertical suplex. Reigns and Heyman are seen watching backstage as Cesaro Irish whips and uppercuts Rollins. Let me remind you guys that the Usos, Jimmy and Jay Usos, were all at ringside during this match, so keep that in mind. Cesaro hits a spinning lariat and gets a 2 count. Rollins escapes a swing attempt that Cesaro converts into a pin attempt for a 2 count. So then we got Cesaro going to the top rope, but is distracted by Jey Uso, allowing Rollins to run up to hit a superplex into a Falcon Arrow that seemingly ends up with a 2 count. We got a commercial break and back live with Rollins avoiding the sharpshooter from Cesaro with a roll-up for a 2 count before Cesaro is able to apply the hold. Cesaro switched the hold to a crossface that Rollins strikes his way out of. Rollins hits a spinning kick to the back of Cesaro's head and covers for a 2 count. Cesaro attempts a gut wrench suplex from the top rope, but Rollins rolls out and counters with a buckle bomb, and Cesaro immediately hits a lariat up the corner, leaving both men down. And Evan, to answer your question, Carmella should be Belair's opponent because Carmella versus Belair for the next pay-per-view makes sense. Not at Backlash, but at the next pay-per-view. That's what I meant to say earlier. Now, we see Rollins hitting a spinning kick to the back of Cesaro's head and covers for two. Cesaro attempts a gut-wrench suplex from the top rope, but Rollins rolls out and counters with a buckle bomb. Cesaro immediately hits a lariat in the corner, leaving both men down. Cesaro is sent over the top rope from Rollins, and Rollins rolls out and tells the Usos to stay out of his business and that he's not Roman. Jey Uso hits a super kick to Rollins in retaliation for Rollins shoving Jey Uso as Cesaro dives outside. Back in the ring, Cesaro hits the neutralizer and covers for the 3 count. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Let's be honest here, folks. Seth Rollins and Cesaro is not going to have a bad match. Back live as Rollins and Reigns are backstage as Rollins screams about Jimmy Uso costing him the match. Reigns admits that his cousin screwed Rollins over, but Reigns says that by Rollins losing, Reigns was screwed over and that Reigns will handle it. Now back to what I said about Cesaro and Rollins. Okay, so let's be honest here, folks. Once again, Cesaro and Rollins are just not Cesaro away before his own, hubris get the best of him and allow him to become distracted by the Usos. Cesaro neutralized them and put the former WWE champion away. It will be interesting to see if Rollins finds himself in the crosshairs of the Usos and Reigns after the events that unfold in the match. Given the lack of genuine main event talent on the babyface side, perhaps this is the gateway to a Rollins babyface turn and a showdown between the former Shield teammates. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below or in the live chat. Alright, so we got another classic Smackdown moment aired as they shown a footage of the classic supermarket brawl between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Booker T from 2001. Teddy Long is backstage, and Sonya Deville, yes folks, Sonya Deville, the one that was on Raw with Charlotte Flair, and she reinstated her, which that shit sucked, and you all knew it. You all know that shit sucked. It did. I seen it. Trust me. It was terrible. But Teddy Long's backstage with Sonya Deville as Sami Zayn joins them. And Zayn brings up his conspiracy theory. And Zayn requests Long to make a match for his Intercontinental Championship. And Long says that Zayn will go one-on-one with The Undertaker before saying that Zayn will actually be in a tag match with Apollo Crews, Zayn, and Deville proceeded to dance as Long's theme music plays. Sami Zayn wasn't really dancing. He was really just pissed off at Teddy Long. That's not really what he wanted, but I guess he'll take it. Reigns is seen confronting Jimmy Uso for his super kick to Rollins. Jimmy Uso says that Reigns will not talk to him like he talks to Jay, as Jimmy storms off as Jay chases after him. So here we are with yet another commercial break again. I am tired of these commercial breaks, dude. I don't know, is it me or is y'all are getting tired of these commercial breaks too? Are y'all getting tired of them too? I know I am, dude. Jesus Christ, these commercials have been nothing but completely free boring. These commercials have been nothing but complete garbage. I'm tired of seeing them. Enough with the commercials. On to the full show, man. Like, seriously, stop with these commercial breaks, dude. Do they have to go on commercial break because the wrestlers have to rest or some shit? Do they need a break? Do they need some sort of rest? Is that why they go on commercial breaks? I don't get it. Can anybody in the chat tell me why does WWE need commercial breaks? Please, I would really like to know that. It's just, it's too much, man. It really is. So we got Ruby Riott with Liv Morgan at ringside versus Carmella. Now, this wasn't really much at all. The match begins with a lockup as Carmella avoids a strike and moonwalks away. I mean, who the fuck cares about Carmella appearing on television, period? I mean, let's be honest. Nobody! Just saying. Riott hits a big shoulder tackle to knock Carmella to the mat. Carmella hits a punch to the stomach. Riott hits a leg sweep, takedown, and covers for a 2 count. And Riott goes to the top rope, but is kicked down by Carmella. Yeah, what a coincidence. Kicked down by Carmella. Of course, Carmella is going to kick her down, because she doesn't like her. Carmella lands a cheap shot to Liv. And the two exchange roll-up 2 counts. Carmella locks in the code of silence. And that was pretty much it. This match was fucking awful. Absolutely awful. I don't know how anybody could be praising the SmackDown Women's Division at this point, dude. SmackDown Women's Division has been suffering for months and months, man. Is it me, or does it feel like that the Raw and SmackDown Women's Divisions need to merge at this point? Is it me, or does the Raw and SmackDown Women's Divisions need to merge? Well, you guys, do you really guys think the SmackDown and Raw Women's Divisions need to merge? The same goes for the Raw and SmackDown Men's Tag Team Divisions. They need to merge, because there are no tag teams on both brands. Holy shit, man. Those tag teams on SmackDown are just paired up tag teams. They're not really real tag teams. The only real legitimate tag team on SmackDown is the Street Profits. The rest of the tag teams were made up by Bruce and Vince. Bruce and Vince. Imagine that, man. Oh my God. Imagine being in that office with Vince and he's ripping up your script. How would you feel? I think I'd feel angry and terrified. Oh, man. I think I'd be really terrified, seriously. I think I'd be angry and I'd end up punching Vince in the face. And I'd get fired. Who cares? He needs it. He deserves a punch in the face. His head looks like the size of a duck anyway. Anyways. My thoughts on this match, folks. Like I said, man, this wasn't much at all. It was rushed. It didn't give too much of an opportunity for either women, and created questions about the eventual end game for those involved. And there was no real flow to the match, you know? Is it me, or is Carmella starting to get really boring in the ring? Or is it me, or is her wrestling skills starting to fail? Miserably fail, dude. It's just her wrestling skills just not what it used to be no more. Let's be honest, the NXT Carmella was a lot better than the SmackDown Carmella, I think. That's just me. That's just me. I don't know about you guys. That's just me. But this match didn't have no real flow. The finish was relatively clunky. It was chunky too, and just did not help matters, man. It was a disappointing segment. On top of that, if only because these women did not get nearly enough screen time. So they really need to be allowed to maximize their minutes. I mean, but who the fuck cares about, but then again, who the fuck cares about Carmella? Why would anybody in the IWC community would want to watch Carmella? Oh, that's right, the fucking Carmella IWC version geeks. Oh, man. The Carmella wrestling fans. No wonder why Carmella is on our TV. Jesus Christ, man. This fucking community is toxic. This community is full of toxic haters, man. Seriously. People need to freaking get a fucking life or something. Carmella sucks in the ring. I don't even think these Carmella fans realize that. They just don't care. This community is just so freaking lame, man. For real. But seriously, man. Something about this did not do it. Something about this match just didn't click, man. It just wasn't. I don't think it was enough for the SmackDown viewership, man. This is one of the reasons why the show didn't deliver. Because of this awful match between Riott and Carmella. Ruby Riott did more better than Carmella in the ring. Why aren't they building up Wyatt and Liv Morgan? Makes me wonder, dude. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Unreal, man. So we got another classic SmackDown moment as Edge and his childhood hero, Hulk Hogan, team up. Oh, they racist! Oh, the freaking racist! Hulk Hogan, please produce anything to get Hulk Hogan off my fucking TV. Because he is a fucking complete racist, man. Seriously. Bayley makes her way out to the ring. She was ringside. And it was announced that I guess she would be holding a celebration of the historic women of WWE. What did you guys think of the Bayley promo, man? Do you think it delivered or nah? Let me know in the chat, guys, as I read this to you all here. So we got a commercial break. Yet another commercial break, dude. They really need to limit these commercial breaks. This is fucking ridiculous. They got to limit these goddamn commercial breaks, dude. 2 or 3 is enough, but 4, 5, 6, that's just too much, man. Come on, dude. Seriously? That's why nobody tunes in and watches SmackDown or Raw every week, because of all these goddamn commercial breaks. That's one of the reasons anyway. Other reasons is the fucking 50-50 garbage booking and the goddamn producing and writing and how the shows are written. So, back live from a garbage, terrible, unimportant commercial break. Something we didn't want to see on our TVs last night. Back live with another classic SmackDown moment as Brock Lesnar hit a superplex on Big Show that caused the ring to collapse in 2003. Just like I want to collapse, because now we got to see the Strowman Express next Monday on Monday Night Raw. Oh, great. I can't hardly wait, man. That's why I'm not reviewing Raw either. And I'm still not reviewing Raw until the shows on that show gets better. Still not going to review Raw until the shows get better. Still not doing it. I'm going to be like the real one. I'm just going to be like, man, fuck Raw. I'm not reviewing it anymore. I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of the fucking garbage on that show, dude. I really am. Enough is enough, dude. It's time to start reviewing Raw till once again, the shows get better. And until Vince is removed from WWE and until Bruce is fired from all of WWE. The next chairman should be Triple H, and I think the executive director for Raw and SmackDown should be either Stephanie McMahon or hire Paul Heyman and let him be the executive director for Raw and SmackDown, because Paul Heyman was doing better than Bruce Pritchard. But you probably don't want Stephanie McMahon in there, because she's probably going to do like freaking Vince McMahon. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I trust her to be executive director. I don't know about that. Bayley was in the ring and says that to be in a WWE ring, you need to be a superstar, and that she is here to pay tribute to the women's champions who have put smiles on everyone's face. Bayley mentions Alondria Blaze, Jaqueline, Lita, Trish Stratus, all of the women, man, all of the legends, all the female legends, Ivory, Beth Phoenix, even Molly Holly, and Bianca Belair. Bayley goes on to call Belair blind to the world around us, and that is Belair isn't careful. She will end up like all the other women she mentioned. Not on Bayley's level. Ooh, this feud's getting intense, man. Bayley says that at WrestleMania Backlash, she will beat Belair. After this, Belair makes her way out to the ring. Belair grabs a mic and says that, like it or not, she is living her best life and that it will only get better at WrestleMania Backlash. Belair says that her confidence is what bothers Bayley, and that Bayley should be worried about herself. And Belair says that she is on her way to becoming the new longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion. Bayley laughs and attempts a takedown that Belair avoids, and Belair unleashes a dropkick on Bayley. Bayley eventually gets the upper hand and stomps Belair on the mat as Bayley stands tall over Belair before leaving the ring. Now, folks, let me tell you why I think Belair should win this, because I think Carmella's opponent should be Belair. Why? Because a heel versus heel dynamic just doesn't make sense. A babyface versus heel dynamic makes more sense than a heel versus a heel and a babyface versus a babyface, let's be honest. And that gives Belair, her second opponent for the title, That gives Belair her second opponent for the pay-per-view going forward, for the next pay-per-view, after WrestleMania Backlash. Which I think is SummerSlam, am I right? The worst party of the fucking summer. I mean, it has been for years. So that's why I think Belair should win the SmackDown Women's Champion. I think that's why Belair should retain her SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, the Usos are backstage, and Jay asks what happened to Jay, and that Jay is fighting all of Roman's battles. Jay argues that Reigns is family, and what helps him helps the Usos. Jimmy then says that what's best for the family is the Usos to be tag team champions. We got a commercial break, and we are back live with the classic SmackDown moment of John Cena making his debut to wrestle Kurt Angle from 2002. Dolph Ziggler makes his way to the ring. Oh, Lord. Great, we gotta see Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler makes his way out to the ring and says that Dominik Mysterio doesn't belong in the ring, and that he is nothing more than Rey Mysterio's little son, as Dominik takes Rey's spot in the match. I mean, Dolph Ziggler does have a point. I mean, Dominik Mysterio is Rey Mysterio's son in real life. I mean, he's got a point. I mean, you can't fucking shit on him. You can't shield the guy for that. You can't shit on the guy for saying that. That was some lazy booking there. There was some lazy booking there going on. Why did Dominik take the match instead of Rey Mysterio? Is it because everybody wanted to see more Dominik than Rey Mysterio? I mean, Dominik is a good wrestler. I mean, he's not too bad. I was just saying. I was just kind of questioning that for a minute. Why did we not get Rey Mysterio versus Dolph Ziggler? Because it would have been boring or something. Was it boring? Would the match be boring to everybody in the community? I don't know. Just my question. It's just a question. It's just me. But anyways, we got Dominik Mysterio versus one of the members of the Dirty Dogs, which happens to be Dolph Ziggler. Nemeth, Ryan Nemeth's brother. You know Ryan Nemeth from AEW? That's his brother. I think Dolph Ziggler is the older brother, and Ryan Nemeth is the youngest I think. So Dolph Ziggler's the oldest, and Ryan Nemeth's the youngest, I believe. So the match begins with Dominik hitting a big shove before Ziggler responds with a big slap to the mouth. Dominik is able to hit a drop kick that causes Ziggler to roll out of the ring on the outside. Ziggler hits a body slam on Dominik and rolls him back in the ring. Ziggler hits a neck breaker and puts one foot on Dominik while flexing for a 1 count. Ziggler goes for a superplex that Dominik counters into a roll-up for the 3 count. And that was pretty much it. Now, folks, before I give you all my analyst's thoughts on the Bayley promo, first I want to, before I give you my thoughts on Dominik and Ziggler match, I want to give you all my thoughts on the Bayley promo. That's what I'm trying to say. If you all get what I'm trying to say here. Honestly, folks, Bayley did underestimate Belair as an opponent, openly disrespecting her by laughing in her face. Now, that will come back to bite her come WrestleMania Backlash, because, it was nice to see her get some offense and put Belair on the defensive, because Bayley's not often on TV. I don't know if Vince or Bruce are starting to not be fans of Bayley or what. I don't know if and Vince and Bruce might not no longer see anything in Bayley. I really hate to say that. They should. I mean, Bayley is almost one of the all-time greats. I mean, she's one of the best SmackDown Women's superstars that the SmackDown Women's division has. Not to mention Sasha Banks and Belair and the Wyatt Squad. I don't know about the rest of them. I don't know about the rest. When I see Nia Jax and Tamina, I might just fucking flip the switch. Might just change the channel and watch something else. The match will be really good. The match between Belair and Bayley, especially if Belair can summon the excellence that lead to one of WrestleMania's best matches. But the story certainly leaves a lot to be determined. For sure. Backstage for an interview where it is revealed that, oh God, you all might want to fucking leave the chat for this one, because you're not going to hear this. I'm not either. Should I skip it? Reginald will be facing off against Tamina. They faced off last night, and what was an awful fucking matchup, man. And what was one of the worst fucking matches on this week's episode of SmackDown. This shit sucked. This shit fucking sucked real bad, man. When I saw this, I immediately turned right back to my phone and tried to figure out why my live stream wasn't trying to go live, why it wasn't working. I would much rather watch something else than to watch Reginald versus Tamina. Come on, man. This shit is terrible, man. Why are WWE still going with these intergender matches, man? Get these intergender matches off of our TVs, man. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see all that. Got a commercial break. And then the next classic SmackDown moment is when Arnold made an appearance on SmackDown in 1999. I'm sure you know who Arnold is. That saw Arnold attack Triple H and celebrate with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Reigns tells Heyman backstage to bring in his cousin. Heyman asks which one Reigns wants. Reigns does not answer, but Heyman says he understands and leaves. So we got Reginald versus Tamina. Let's see. Let me just get Ziggler and Rude, because let's be honest, I would much rather watch Dominik versus Dolph Ziggler than to watch a fucking Tamina versus Reginald. I mean, who the heck wants to watch a man go up against a woman in the ring? That's just uncomfortable to watch. A man fighting a woman in the ring, that's just not professional wrestling. It's called fucking garbage. And it needs to get off my TV. It's because I'm probably going to be laughing at some of y'all's comments in the chat. Please comment in the live chat what you think of Reginald versus Tamina. Did you think it was absolutely terrible? Did you guys think it was god awful? I think it was god awful. I think it was fucking terrible, man. To be honest. Soon as the bell rings, Reginald flips out of the way of a Tamina superkick. Reginald taunts Tamina by swinging through the ropes. And then we have Tamina super kicking. So she basically hit a super kick, and then Reginald taunts Tamina by swinging the ropes. Sound like I said Tamina's. Oh man. Reginald avoids Tamina with a flip again before Tamina finally manages to grab Reginald, where Reginald manages to escape. Now we got Reginald trying to slide under Tamina's legs, but Tamina catches him and slams him into the corner. So we got Reginald climbing to the top of the, I'm guessing, I don't know. I really don't fucking care. Climbing into the top of the ropes, and as Tamina pursues, Reginald flips over her. Tamina is eventually able to hit a super kick. She climbs to the top rope, and as Shayna Baszler attacks Tamina and causes a disqualification. Obviously, there's a reason why you don't see Tamina and Nia Jax on my screen right now. There's a reason why you see Dominik and Dolph Ziggler on my screen, because Nia Jax and Tamina are fucking terrible in the ring. And they look awful. I don't even want to see them. There's a reason why Tamina and Nia Jax are not on my TV right now. I ain't gonna repeat myself, dude. I'm not even going there. I'm not even going there, man. I'm just gonna give you all my thoughts on this match real quick, because I'm ready to fucking skip this shit. This shit is fucking garbage, man. For real. I can't deal with it. I can't see this. I can't see Tamina on my screen right now. I can't see Nia Jax on my screen either, or Reginald. Dude, this shit was awful. It was not particularly good, man. It just wasn't, man. If only because the presence of Reginald and his eventual come-ups are overshadowing what should be hard-hitting matches between champions and challengers. What should be god awful because nobody wants to watch it. I mean, really? Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Natalya and Tamina? Seriously? Who wants to watch a women's title match like that on television? Oh yeah, that's right, nobody. Not even me, for that matter. Instead of that, though, we got another sports entertainment heavy feud that I guess cannot be saved by Baszler and Jax. Who cares? Who cares about it being saved by Jax? Fuck Jax. Get Shayna Baszler the hell away from Jax. If anything, my God, Jax is making Shayna Baszler look like a complete embarrassment. Holy shit. Get her away from Jax so Shayna Baszler can go right back to being the submission magician, the reality of the women's division. Please, get her away. Don't put Nia Jax with me. Get her away from me. Hell no. So after the match, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, of course, assaults Tamina and Natalya, and Baszler stomps on Tamina's arm, and Jax hits a Samoan drop to the barricade. So backstage, Apollo Crews says he will lead his team into battle like his ancestors before him. Crews says that together they are unbreakable. Big E's team gives a promo backstage saying that their opponents will feel the power. Now, just like I want to feel like skipping this 10-man tag match right now because this match was also awful. But I'm going to read it to you all anyway. So here's what went down with this 10-man tag match. So the match begins. It ain't my match. It ain't our match. It's WWE's match because they the ones that fucking booked it and made it official. Adam Pearce sucks. Adam Pearce absolutely sucks as official GM. I think, in my opinion, he's unofficial. I don't want him to be official. He sucks. He sucks like Vince Joseph. So our match begins with Dawkins and Gable with chin wrestling. Gable hits an arm drag and Dawkins responds with an arm drag of his own. Ford is tagged in and hits a big drop kick on Gable. So then Crews is seemingly tagged in and hits a body slam on Ford. So then Zayn is tagged in and hits he hits strikes to Ford on the mat. Ford hits a drop kick and tags in Big E as Zayn retreats and tags in Corbin. Oh God. King Corbin, who I like to call, folks, who I like to call Corbin, right? I'm guessing you know. I like to call him WWE's typical fucking garbage because that's exactly what he is. Big E hits a shoulder tackle that knocked Corbin into the ropes. And Corbin hits a lariat off the ropes. Kevin Owens runs over to attack Zayn on the corner as chaos is unleashed with a big brawl on the outside as Owens hits a frog splash to Zayn on the outside. And you're right, Justin, they should end the brand split, man. Shit's fucking garbage. They need to end that shit. Back live with Otis and Owens in the ring. Otis and Owens. I don't know if that sounds like a good combination. Otis and Owens. I don't know. Otis has Owens in a chin lock on the mat as Owens is able to get to his feet but gets a punch to the stomach from Otis, unfortunately. Otis hits a corner splash on Owens as Crews is tagged in. Owens goes for the stunner, but Crews gets out of it and hits him with a kick to the stomach. Big E chases Gable outside the ring where Big E gets blindsided by Otis. Owens hits a spinning heel kick as both Nakamura and Zayn are tagged in. Nakamura attacks Corbin on the apron as Zayn strikes Nakamura from behind. Nakamura hits a kick from the top rope and covers, and Corbin breaks up the pin attempt. So then we got Cruz hitting a German suplex to Big E. As Owens runs in and hits a stunner, Otis drags Owens outside the ring. The various wrestlers take turns hitting moves as Ford hits a big dive over the ropes. Zayn makes a blind tag to Corbin, and Corbin sneaks in to hit the end of days and covers Nakamura for the 3 count. I wouldn't say this is not the biggest win in Paul Cruz's career, because it's really not, to be honest. It's a win for the heels, not for the babyfaces. Despite the fact this match sucked, it was an all-action, dynamic tag team match that did highlight some of the ongoing mid-card feuds, without reverting to yet another Big E Cruz showdown. Now, folks, I don't know if you noticed, but have you noticed that Gable continues to look like the most underrated star in WWE? A guy just as likely to wrestle the mat game with any other superstar as he is to throw a suplex or 6 and establish dominance. His performance here was strong. Gable's performance was strong. I'm not going to lie about that. Even in short doses. Now, the heels going over was probably more than likely the right call, even though I still didn't like this 10-man tag match. This 10-man tag match was still awful. Now, why the decision was made to put Corbin over is the question. Especially when has nothing of any real note going on right now, to be honest. Now we got Reigns seen backstage talking to Jey Uso. Reigns says they do everything for each other. Reigns says he wants to give Jimmy the same opportunity that Jey received, but he needs to know where Jimmy stands. Reigns says, let's go. And Reigns and Jey Uso leave. Commercial break. Our next classic Smackdown moment is Eddie Guerrero giving McMahon a ride in his low rider in 2004. Is that this is not how he envisioned the night. Jimmy Uso interrupts Roman and comes out to the ring. Jimmy asks Jey where he stands. Jimmy says that the I Quit match with Jey and Reigns was hard to watch, and that the only thing that Jey quit for was for Jimmy. A flashback to Hell in a Cell airs, where Jey refuses to give up as Jimmy prevents Reigns from striking Jey with the stairs. Reigns puts Jimmy in the guillotine. He puts Jimmy in the guillotine. And once he put him in the guillotine submission, which forces Jey to quit the match to save his brother, Jimmy says that no matter what, he would have never said, I quit to Reigns. Reigns says that Jey and him have moved forward and that he is not going to go back and forth with Reigns, and that he wants Jimmy to acknowledge him and stand with him. Reigns calls Jey the Uso as Jimmy drops the mic and leaves the ring and turns his back to Roman Reigns. He turns his back on Roman Reigns. Basically, Jey goes after his brother and pursues Jimmy to join them. As Cesaro attacks from behind, Jey comes to Reigns' rescue, and eventually Jimmy comes in to get Cesaro off of Jay. Cesaro hits the neutralizer on Jay, and Cesaro is standing tall in the ring as both the Usos and Reigns are down on the mat as SmackDown went off the air. I really liked this. This was great. This was freaking great, man. I really liked it. I really like this freaking story, man. It's really clicking, and it really makes sense. It really does. I like it, man. The Uso story is definitely one that will have long reach effects on the SmackDown product. Now, while Cesaro has the next shot at the Universal Championship, it will be Jimmy and his ability to influence Jay that, that will be one of the more intriguing storylines on the Blue brand. The moment the twins band together to finally extinguish whatever pull the tribal chief has on them, and the Usos will be the biggest babyfaces in WWE. Until then, the family drama will be a great side story to whether feud Roman Reigns is in. This latest being Cesaro. Alright, folks, we are going to move on to the SmackDown news before the SmackDown review ends. First of all, let's go to the disappointing news about the Throwback SmackDown last night. So last night, WWE did announce that Throwback Edition SmackDown was going down, which it did. But let me keep you all in mind that not much was known about what that will entail. One element was not part of the show. There was one element not part of the show. So basically, according to Ringside News, my sources, my good old friends on Twitter, Ringside News exclusively reported earlier this week that staff was 100% in the dark about what the Throwback SmackDown meant. And they were told that details will be coming. It was later reported that WWE arranged this Throwback SmackDown as part of synergy with NASCAR on Fox. That had been independently confirmed by Ringside News. Now, according to Fightful Select, the legendary SmackDown Fist was not making a return. So it didn't make a return last night. So as of noon yesterday, they had not set up it in a Thunderdome. WWE still had the SmackDown Fist, and it was in their huge warehouse. Apparently, they were keeping it right there. If the SmackDown Fist was making a return, then they would have already started setting it up. Does this make sense to y'all? What do y'all think of this news? Let me know in the chats, in the comments below, what you guys think of this. I don't get this. I didn't understand this news when I read it. It just kind of confused me. But anyways, folks, moving on to the next one. Moving on to this next news, and this news is on Seth Rollins that I got from my sources. Ringside News here. So, it says here that Seth Rollins was set to take on Cesaro during Throwback Edition of SmackDown this week, which happened, which Cesaro beat Seth Rollins. We all know that, because I've already went over what went down with that match with you all. Seth Rollins was set to take on Cesaro during Throwback SmackDown, which that happened. Cesaro won. That is the only match that the company had announced yesterday so far. Now, they had no idea what else to expect, but plenty of fans think that Rollins would lose that match, which that's exactly what happened. He lost. Now, a fan survey from WWE asking who fans think will win showed Cesaro getting the most votes by a landslide, obviously. Fans were expecting a repeat from WrestleMania. Cesaro had 71% of the vote, so that was quite a difference. Now, Rollins fired off a tweet about the show subject. He accused the survey of being victim in fraudulent votes, and he's disgusted by it as well. I can't believe it, dude. And remember, folks, Cesaro stole the show the last time they met in Raymond James Stadium. And he did just that on last night's episode of Smackdown. And now he has his WrestleMania Backlash Universal title match. He earned it. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the news. On WWE selling a hilarious new Sonya Deville merch. So, we all know that Sonya Deville made her return to WWE television months after losing a loser leaves WWE match against Mandy Rose at SummerSlam. She has yet to compete again, but she is now a WWE official that comes with a new energy. Now, WWE Shop is now selling a big DeVille Energy t-shirt. It is currently on pre-order with orders expected to ship out on May the 14th. Now, this is obviously a play on Big Dick Energy. And my sources of Ringside News were 100% there for it. And now WWE just needed to release some Daddy DeVille merchandise like she's teased for so long. Now, this new t-shirt comes complete with a fake necto on the front as part of the design. Now, folks, how many of you are buying the Sonya Deville shirt? Who's buying the Sonya Deville shirt and who's not? Let me know in the chat. I'm not. I know I'm not. Now, moving on to some news on Paul Heyman. So I got some news on Paul Heyman and the fact that he was initially very reluctant to work with Roman Reigns. I got some news on that. So WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns was undoubtedly one of the top superstars in WWE and has been arguably on his best run in the company so far as the Tribal Chief. I absolutely 100% agree with what I'm saying here. Now, a large part of that can be credit to Paul Heyman, who is the special counsel to Roman Reigns. The pairing has proven to be a great success, but it seems Heyman wasn't sure he'd even do it at first. Now, while Ringside News were speaking to Sports Illustrated, Paul Heyman talked about being initially reluctant in coming back and working with anyone after Brock Lesnar. Paul then revealed how he ultimately decided to work with Roman Reigns. Heyman then went on to praise Roman Reigns and explains why everyone should be watching Roman Reigns. This is what he said. He said, and I quote, "I cannot begin to convey how reluctant I was to ever do anything in this industry after the 8 years, let alone the 18 years that I put together with Brock Lesnar. Look at our accomplishments. A 1,500-day run as champion, multiple world championships, the single biggest, most historic victory in sports entertainment history in the conquering of the streak. There was very little chance of me ever returning on screen. For me to pursue in front of the camera life after Brock Lesnar, the only lure that could seduce me to even attempting such an impossible goal was to do it with someone that would live their life in the pursuit of achieving that impossibility, and that's Roman Reigns. And that's why anyone, and that's why everyone should watch Roman Reigns. Every micro moment he's in the frame, you are witnessing the pursuit of the all-time greatest career in the annals of sports, in the annals of entertainment, and in the annals of sports entertainment, and I quote. That was from Paul Heyman. Now, Reigns successfully defended his Universal Championship against Daniel Bryan on last week's episode of SmackDown. He did engage in a feud with Cesaro. And now, Roman Reigns versus Cesaro is now booked for WWE Backlash. Only for the simple fact that Cesaro earned this match by defeating Seth Rollins. Now, moving on to the final news that I have, the final SmackDown news for today that I have, folks. And it is on the WWE current plan for return to touring reviewed. Now, it says here that WWE's next event with fans is likely to be SummerSlam. No location for the show has been confirmed, but the company is reportedly making big plans afterward. Oh, really? Different from what I've seen from the tweets from WrestleVotes, and I'm going to tell y'all what WrestleVotes said on Twitter here in just a minute. It was previously reported that WWE was considering test live events. It's not known whether that idea is still on the table, but the company is setting their sights on getting back to touring soon. According to WrestleVotes, WWE is planning for... Oh, well, I guess Ringside News knew about it and saw it too. Never mind. Maybe I shouldn't read the WrestleVotes tweet. According to WrestleVotes, WWE is planning for SummerSlam to kick off their return to touring. The biggest party, I call it the fucking worst party of the summer. The worst party of the summer. Hopefully be followed for more live fans as the summer turns into the fall. So this is what WrestleVotes said. This is what they said. I'm going to read it now that it's here. WrestleVotes said, and I quote, WWE is looking to have SummerSlam to be the official kickoff as a return to touring. And keep in mind, folks, I did retweet WrestleVotes' tweet on this. I even tagged JD's name on it, showing him the tweet from WrestleVotes. I'm pretty sure he's probably going to mention it on his Off the Script episode today. Folks, don't forget to tune in and watch JD's Off the Script episode. His Off the Script episode will be coming on today. It will be on his channel today. And I think it's episode, if I'm mistaken, maybe 374, 373, I believe. Let me check real quick. Let me just have a quick double check before I read to y'all what WrestleVotes actually said on Twitter. Let me double check. Off the Script episode 375. JD will be releasing Off the Script 375 today, and I'm actually going to be watching it. I'm actually going to be giving it a like and a comment, because I know he's going to do good. He always does great. He always has the best content on his channel, and he's the only #1 greatest podcaster in the entire IWC. I love saying it because it's fucking true. I'm pretty sure he loves the way I say it too. But If you are planning on going to watch Off the Script episode 375, you are going to want to watch it. It's going to be worth watching. I think he's going to, in his Off the Script episode, I think he's going to mention the tweet that WrestleVolts put out that I retweeted and tagged his name on. He's probably going to mention that on his Off the Script. I don't know. Maybe. But I know he's going to mention the latest news this week. He's going to give us the latest news and everything. It's going to be a good episode. I'm going to be watching it for sure. Anyways, back to what I was saying, folks. Now, WrestleVolts tweeted out about SummerSlam, and this is what they had to say. They said, and I quote, WWE is looking to have SummerSlam be the official kickoff as a return to touring. With that said, if things work out a certain way, the pay-per-view might even be earlier than usual this year. Who knows? Honestly, who cares, to be honest? I've heard 3 to 4 locations. That's what, according to WrestleVolts, that's what they said. They said they've heard 3 to 4 locations on the table, with one having better odds than the others. Now, there are a few locations on the table, but nothing has been nailed down. Obviously, Florida is an option. Florida is where my older brother lives, by the way. But that goes without saying. We'll have to see where WWE tours first, because there are a few states that have greatly laxed their pandemic protocol when it comes to live sporting events and concerns. Now, I'm going to have to text my brother and tell him not to watch SummerSlam because the pay-per-view is going to be god-awful. It's going to suck. Trust me, I know. I've watched SummerSlam for years. I know how bad it's been. I know how bad these pay-per-views and these shows have been. Hell, I know more than what's going on in the WWE than majority of some of the people in the IWC community. I said some, not all. Some. Now, if you think I know more than anybody else in the IWC community, thank you, that's you. But I know more than some, not all. I was going to go with that. But folks, that's going to do it for your SmackDown news. This is it. This is going to do it for your May the 7th, 2021 Friday Night SmackDown review, man. If you enjoyed this review, hit the thumbs up. And if you didn't enjoy the review, hit the thumbs down. Now, let's review the live chat. Let's go over it, the live chat here. Who does Carmella beat for the title, Bayley or Belair? Once again, Evans, I think Belair versus Carmella is the way to go about it for the next pay-per-view. Why? Simply because Bayley and Carmella are both heels. It doesn't make sense to have Carmella versus Bayley booked. But perhaps they may turn Carmella face and have Bayley win over Carmella. I don't know. But I still don't think it makes sense. I still think Belair and Carmella is the only option they have for the next pay-per-view. Because let's be honest, there ain't no other heel in the women's division for Belair right now. So, other than Carmella. So, Carmella versus Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship for the next pay-per-view. I think after SummerSlam, they need to start calling up some female talents that make roster and actually draft them to SmackDown. If there's a draft coming up this year, SmackDown and Raw and NXT draft. Too many commercials during any wrestling show on TV. Yes, you are absolutely right. They need to at least do like 1 or 2 commercials, like I was saying earlier in the review. 1 or 2 commercials is okay, but 3 or 4 or 5, come on, man, that's too fucking much. Nobody's gonna watch if you're gonna keep putting stuff on commercial. Bruce, seriously. Bruce, Vince, and WWE. Yeah, Evan, creative doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, man. Period. I hope to God that Bruce gets fired from WWE and Vince gets removed so Triple H can be the next chairman, because I think Triple H will know what he's doing going forward, being the chairman. I think the executive director for Raw and SmackDown should either be Stephanie McMahon or Paul Heyman. I think it should be Paul Heyman. I don't know if I could trust Stephanie McMahon as executive director, man. She'll probably do like Vince McMahon. I don't want her to do like Vince McMahon, man. I don't want I wouldn't want no McMahon to be no freaking, you know. You guys know what I mean. Trust me. They need to put the titles on the Riott Squad. I mean, the Riott Squad are an actual tag team. Are they not? I mean, really. They need to push Ruby Riott. They really do, man. Absolutely right about that. But no, Bruce and Vince don't want that. They don't see anything in Ruby Riott or Liv. Ruby Riott actually got buried on SmackDown last night. Absolutely wasted and buried. I didn't even fucking mention that until now. She got buried on last night's episode of SmackDown. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ruby Riott buried and wasted and mistreated. Same thing I said about Maddie Rakowski getting wasted and mistreated on TV. Dude, these young female WWE female athletes, man, they deserve so much more, man. This is ridiculous. Tony Khan needs to improve his women's division a little bit more, as well as Vince McMahon need to improve his women's divisions. They both need to improve their women's divisions, man. Oh my God, they are awful. The AEW's women's division is doing better than the WWE women's division. The AEW women's division needs tiny bit improvement. But the WWE Raw and SmackDown women's divisions, they need a lot of improvement. NXT women's divisions is looking good to me. I don't see nothing wrong with the NXT women's divisions. But anyways, let's see. Who else? What's next? They should just end the brand split completely. They really should, man. The shit's fucking garbage. I'm sick of that shit, dude. They really should. I'm sick of this fucking brand split, this brand invitational bullshit, man. Get rid of that shit, man. That's where all the 50-50 garbage booking and all the creative laziness starts to come into play when it comes to that. Jesus Christ, dude. And yes, you're exactly right, Evan. The reason why Carmella's not on TV, it's not being used much on TV, is because they don't know what to do with her. They don't know what to do with her, dude. And I don't understand why they keep adding more women to the Raw women's rosters. The SmackDown women's division needs more, hell of more, WWE women's talents than Raw does. Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey possibly going to the SmackDown roster? Maybe. I don't know. The draft might not even be this year. I won't even care about it, to be honest. Hey, man, I'm trying to show Lily some respect, man, but Monday Night Raw is complete garbage every week, dude. It's just not. It's so bad that Alexa Bliss is not even being used right on TV, dude. It's just not right. Monday Night Raw is complete garbage every week. People are sick and tired of getting garbage from WWE, Bruce Vince, and management creative, dude. It's getting ridiculous. Haven't I not already explained that on some of my Raw reviews last year? I sworn I explained that 2-3 months ago when I did that review on Bobby Lashley versus Miz. I sworn I explained that shit. Yeah, I wasn't surprised that Cruz sold the Stunner. I wasn't too surprised. And they should really book Gable. I think Gable deserves absolutely more than this, man. His pairing with Otis is just not working, dude. It's just not. He needs his singles competition. Him being singles competitor would work a whole lot more than him being a tag team competitor with Otis, man. It just, I don't know. But folks, I'm getting out of here, man. Thank you for joining me for my SmackDown review. I really appreciate it. Jump Force will be live tonight, so Justin, if you want to join me for Jump Force, you can, because yesterday I bought 6 new DLC characters, and one of them is from your favorite anime series, Yu-Gi-Oh! I bought that character you was talking about. So Jump Force will be live tonight. And for this afternoon, for the first time ever, Xenoverse 2 will be live on YouTube because I just figured out how I can stream Xenoverse 2 on YouTube now. Are you surprised? So now I'll be able to stream Xenoverse 2 on YouTube because now I figured it out. Hopefully. If that doesn't work, then I'm just gonna stream Dragon Ball FighterZ this afternoon. I'm just gonna say fuck it and stream Dragon Ball FighterZ. Folks, thank you for joining me for my SmackDown review, man. I'm getting the heck out of here. Peace, and have a lovely weekend. I will try to have a good weekend, man. I'm try. It's been a rough week for me, man. It really has been. But I'm gonna try to get better before Tuesday gets here because Tuesday I gotta work. So hopefully by Monday night, when my AW Dark Elevation watch along goes live, and better matches are booked for AW Dark Elevation. Hopefully I'll be okay. Other than that, I'm getting out of here. See y'all later, man. Have y'all selves a great rest of y'all's weekend. I'll see you guys on Xenoverse 2. If I don't see you guys on Xenoverse 2 this afternoon, then I'll see you on Dragon Ball FighterZ this afternoon. And I will definitely see you all in the live chat for Jump Force again tonight. More Jump Force content coming to the channel today and tomorrow. Getting out of here. Peace. Oh, let's start it over.